All right, friends, for this video, you're going to need your math notebook, your pencil, and you're going to need your chart. So pause and go get your step. All right, you're going to open up to the next two clean sheets of paper, which should be 112, 113. We're going to title page 112, Steps to Convert. We're going to title page 113, Converting Capacity. And remember that converting means we're going to change the units. And when we change the units, we're going to be either multiplying or dividing to change them. So make sure you have those two titles, and then go ahead and write your example that we're going to start together. We're going to do 3 pints equals blank cups. So pause and make sure you have that written down. All right, so we're going to convert, and if I look at my units, I have pints and I have cups. So in order to convert or change the units, I'm going to use my chart. Now remember, I'm focusing on the orange part for capacity and volume. Which one of those that we have are going to help me with pints and cups? Good. Right here it says 1 pint equals 2 cups. So I'm going to write that out to the side. 1 pint equals 2 cups. And then I'm going to make my input-output chart. Remember, this is only one of the ways to convert, so we will do it the other way too. So I'm going to put pints on the left and cups on the right because that's what I have here. Pints on the left, cups on the right, pints on the left, cups on the right. So I'm going to leave it like that. Now my chart said 1 pint equaled 2 cups. So 1 pint equaled 2 cups. Now we said when we're converting, we're either going to be multiplying or dividing. So if this is my input and this is my output, what did I do to 1 to get to 2? Did I multiply by something or divide by something? Well, I had to multiply by something because my number's getting bigger. So I know I'm going to multiply. What can I multiply by 1 to get 2? Well, identity property tells me whatever that number is, it's that number. So I multiplied by 2. So I can check if I have 2 pints, how many cups would that be? 4 cups. So then if I have 3 pints, how many cups would that be? 3 times 2 is 6. And the reason I multiplied by 2 is because here's my 2 right here. So 3 pints equals 6 cups. Another way I could look at it is if I had my gallon land. I know in my gallon land, there were 4 queens. They each had a prince and a princess. And then the prince and princesses each had a cup. So there's 2 cups. And remember, or 2 children, sorry. And remember the children are 8. So if this pint has 2 and this pint has 2 and this pint has 2, that's 3 pints, 1, 2, 3. So that would be 2 cups, 4 cups, 6 cups. So you could also use the G from gallon land. So if you're not sure when you're doing your sheets later, draw your gallon land to help you count them. And draw it big so you can see all your pieces. Make sure you have that copy down. We're going to do another one. All right, for this example, we're going to do 4 gallons equals blank quarts. So go ahead and write that down, and then we can set up our input-output chart. And then I want you to look at your chart to see what might help us. Well, the first one says 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So I have gallon, I have quart. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So if 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, I have 1, and I'm going to do something to 1 to get 4. Am I going to multiply or divide? My number is getting bigger, so I'm going to multiply. What are you multiplying by? 4, which is also right there. That's your helpful hint. So I could keep going. 2 gallons times 4 would be how many quarts? 8. And I could keep going, or I could just skip to 4. 4 gallons times 4 equals how many quarts? 16. And then if I'm using this, I know that 4 quarts are in 1 gallon. So if I had 4 gallon lands, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, we're going to do one more, but this time we're going to switch it. So make sure you have all that written down. All right, we're going to do 6 pints equal blank quarts. So use your chart. Which one's going to help us in the orange section? I have pints. I have quarts. Look on your list. Gallon quarts. No. Quart pints. Oh, yes. So 1 quart equals 2 pints. Now I'm going to set up my input-output table to do the same thing as my conversion, because that's going to be easier because you're always going to have this chart. So I'm going to do quarts on the left, pints on the right. So we said 1 quart equaled 2 pints. So what did I do to 1 to get 2? Well, remember, it's either multiply or divide. So I multiplied because it got bigger, and I multiplied by 2 because there's 2 right here. So if I come to my 6 and do 6 times 2, how many quarts do I get? 12. But that's not right, because what is the question asking me? How many quarts is 6 pints? So you need to have your 6 pints on this side. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention, which I bet some of you weren't. So my 6 pints is on this side. Remember, we switched it. So my 6 needs to be on this side, not this side. So instead of doing 6 times 2, I'm going this way. I'm going to divide by 2, because if I go from small to large, do your arms, small to large, I'm going to divide. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And I can also use this up here. If I have 6 pints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 1 quart, 2 quarts, 3 quarts. Just trying to see if you're paying attention, not just writing notes, because you know that you have to do that for your homework. All right, real quick, page 112. All right, so on our steps to conversions, we talked about small to large. So go small with your arms and then get large. We're going to divide. And then large to small, do it with your arms. You're going to multiply. Now here's another one that's going to help you also. All right, so fly to horse, divide, of course, because a fly is small and a horse is large. So small to large, divide. Fly to horse, divide, of course. Horse to fly, you multiply, because a horse is large and a fly is small. All right, make sure you have all that copied down so that you can be ready to go with our lesson when you come to class. Have a good night.